Hi. On Sundays, I come down to Palmacia Presbyterian Church to keep faith with the long tradition of gathering in the church on the Sabbath. And I know that while you cannot be here physically in this pandemic time, that you're here in your thoughts and your online fellowship as well. And I feel very connected with you. One of the things that I do while I'm here, in addition to praying, is to read the scriptures for the morning. And the scripture today comes from the 14th chapter of John's Gospel, verses 15 through 21. And it contains this line where Jesus says, "The world will no longer see me, but you will see me." And it makes me think of how we can have a relationship with someone who isn't physically present. Have you ever had a relationship with someone who's not physically present? I have. You know who? You. You, for example. I feel very connected with each one of you. And even though your bodies are not here, I feel the fellowship of the believers that's gathered here together. This is a Sunday on which we start to think about the ascension of Jesus, when after his resurrection, he went to be with God. And I have asked children out of the services this morning to draw a picture for me of what they think the ascension of Jesus looks like, because it's a complex, indeed a mysterious image for us to think about. But I think what it captures is the truth that we can be in relationship with someone even though they may not be physically present. I like this theological line. Union with God is not permanently dependent on bodily presence. And since these bodies we have are clearly temporary, they wear out, don't they? That's painfully obvious to us as we grow older and in a period of pronounced illness like this. These bodies we have are going to wear out. It's good news that union with God is not dependent on a permanent bodily presence. That's a part of what Jesus has taught us here in the Ascension. I understand the Ascension to teach us that Jesus, who was present in one particular time and place, has gone now to be with God in all times and all places, including this time and this place, with each one of you. And so on this Sunday, we focus on what Jesus says at the beginning of this text: "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." That's how we nurture that relationship, by seeking to love one another, even as he instructed us to. It's a sign of the continuing relationship. So I'm hoping, I certainly will be asking myself today, what's one thing I could do today as a way of living out loving Jesus Christ? What's one thing I can do? One thing, it may be small, it may be large, but Lord, show me today before it ends one thing I can do as a way of living out my love for Jesus Christ. If you love me, keep his commandments. I feel connected with you. I'm praying for you. I know you're praying for us too. And we indeed are connected through the Spirit of the living Christ.